I'll finish this by using the sculpt tool, holding down Control key and making another straight line. I can go twice, and as you notice, it's like much easier to draw. Using that. Here I can turn off the steady stroke and go quick control and push this geometry in and kind of smooth it out. Control and smooth. So we keep doing that. I'm doing this and then smoothing. Using the sculpt tool with control to just push it. Push the geometry. So let's use something else. Let's use the second one is the smooth tool. We've been using that by just clicking shift. If you click on that, it's just you're accessing exactly what we were doing all this time, just clicking shift. So the smooth tool is like always useful. I barely select it from down here. I just click the shift and I have smooth. The grab tool is like really important. It's what we call actual shaping. We're actually pulling, but vertices this time, and like making kind of shaping the object. So let's say I want to use the grab tool. Hold on the B. Get a larger brush size, and now I'm gonna start just pulling down all these kind of vertices. So kind of adding like weight on this object. Let's say it was like something that in time started to like collapse, so I'm like just adding this weight by using the grab tool. Also in the middle here, now the brush is too large. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller and use the grab tool to like kind of like add to grab all these areas and pull them down. So I'm kind of using this. So it's actually shaping. So here, for instance, I can kind of shape this object. If you remember, it's like in Maya, how would we do that? We would actually select a bunch of vertices, and we would go and click the soft select, which has a defined region, like a magnet, and pulls and pushes things around. In this case, we don't have that. It's just the whole idea of the grab tool is that it is like a magnet. It does affect a region, so the region is the brush. So basically you have that kind of especially for characters, it's all about making expressions, pulling things, muscles, things, eyes. So that's how we actually make the shape. The next one is pinch. Pinch means we're gonna, like, you understand the word pinch. It's just pinching something means like we're gonna like make things come closer to each other. So in this case, with the brush, again, I'm gonna go and use like a higher strength, and while I'm gonna go close to this area, and I'm gonna pinch this area. So I'm gonna make it really sharp. So all this area, I keep brushing and pinching it. Now let's say that you overdid it here. If I press W, you notice how they get closer by pressing. All these vertices are getting closer. I overdid it here. let me hold the control key. The control key works for every brush the same way. It inverts. So control, click, it pushes them away again. So doing the opposite. So W. So I pinched this area. I made it much sharper than all the other corners of the box. And let's get the flatten tool and go up here to this part here and then start flattening that. So I'm going to make the brush quite smaller, and I'm going to start flattening this feet. You can see already that it's making it flat. So I'm kind of like already detailing something that was given to me as a primitive mesh. So I can detail it with using all these brush tools. So I'm going to just flatten this area here. This is a flattened brush. It's like it would be like a spatula kind of like thing that flattens the clay. And then I can just use the shift to soften this a little bit. I can click W so I can see the wireframe here, and get the sculpt tool, push this geometry a little bit further in, and the smooth tool, shift. So we kind of flatten this out. I could go closer and start pinching areas so we have more sharpness. Like for instance up here, you can get the pinch brush and start adding sharpness. I can increase the strength so it's like I can bring these closer. We can add sharpness over to this area too. So if I move away and press W, you notice already that I sharpen this area. What I'm trying to do is like kind of a metal box or something, some like prop that I might end up throwing it into that corridor. I can make a little kind of handle here. Like use the brush tool, the sculpt tool, sorry, and just control. And I can go closer. I can use the. See, maybe the geometry is not enough right now, but let's see. I'm going to use the steady stroke, the sculpt tool. Actually, I'm not going to use the sculpt tool. I'm going to use a new one now. I'm going to use the wax tool to add. Wax means like kind of adding more geometry, like not extruding, but adding like mass. So I'm going to add some like stuff around here, like a little bit of more. And with the shift key, I'm gonna smooth the areas that they look kind of. There's when you see this, there's like not much geometry. You can see if I press W, there are not many polygons here. So if I do another shift D, I'm not gonna do it now because I think my machine is gonna choke because I'm also using that recording program. So basically what the wax does is, let's say we're here and we want to add more mass. So let me add more, it's like adding more clay. And of course, if you click and hold control, it will like subtract. It will do the opposite. And let's look at this area here, and let's go inside here and flatten that. So we just flatten this area. So we have this prop. So I'm going to stop here.